Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be here taking part in the Capstone project after doing that ADK training, and I'm really excited to show what I have. All these code bases, these large code bases, whenever you're trying to learn something about it, whether you're a developer or a tester or a managerial, there is a lot of time which you take to learn about a particular repository, what it does, what is the pipeline, and all that kind of flow. And I'm trying to solve that problem by building a conversational agent which can help you to answer those questions in a real-time way. That's my objective. I built this multi-agent system by using the ADK. Here is my architecture. I have the root agent. It has a tool for extracting the owner and repository from the user's question. If it is valid, then it delegates that request to the architecture agent. What architecture agent does is that it has the tool to get the repository structure from the GitHub repository, and it gets the structure. After getting the structure, if it is able to answer the user question without reading any file, it just goes ahead and answers it. Otherwise, if it has a need to look at some of the files, it selects just few files and iterates through the code summary to get the summary. What the code summarizer does is that it reads the content of a file and then it summarizes it based on the question and gives the answer back to the architecture agent, which compiles all the answers and it gives the answer to the user. I have built the guardrails. Let's say that, it will be able to answer the GitHub related questions, and then the URL has to be valid. There, it should not try to read hundreds of files. And if the question is very broad, then it asks the user to reduce the scope. It can suggest that, okay, which files or which module do you want to do? I really wanted to build a system which is basically not like a POC, but something which can go to production. So I have this particular repository over here, which has all the good stuff of all the software engineering practices, and especially it is all the more important to do that in the agentic AI development. So I do have the make file here, which is able to help me install and run the ADK and CLI and then the web and all of that good stuff. I have all the tests for integration and the unit test. And then here I have the agent. This is my main agent. If you take a look at this particular agent, it has the logging and then it has this memory service. It is compacting the context after certain intervals. And then I have the sub-agent architecture and summary, and then I have the tools. One thing which I have to tell is that getting these integration tests was the biggest part of my learning journey. It just took me a lot of time to get those tests to at least pass most of the time. I still have sometimes sporadic failures. I also have the INCD, so I have the test run and the deployment happens on Vertex AI. You can see here that some time ago I had run these integration tests and they had passed luckily this time. Unit tests, of course, are easy to pass. So now I'm going to make a web, and let's get the web going, and let's go here and let's refresh the screen. Okay, so I'm going to just take this particular repository and then I can ask questions about it. So I come here and I say, what is this about? And let's see, it should be able to answer. So yes, it is working on it, using its tools and transferring to the agent, and it should try to get the repo structure, and then probably it should be able to answer. So yeah. All right, so it is trying to tell me all this. Oh, it is also trying to tell me Vertex AI, which is very nice. And multi-agent system, it is using the agent development toolkit. So now let's see what the different agents. Okay, so let's see, it should be able to answer that question. So yes, it is telling me that the main agent, I have this architecture agent and summarizer agent. So it is able to answer the question. I can ask which, let's see, I've never asked this question, which LLM it is using. Let's see if it can answer that question. So, this summarization happens based on the question it is asked. So, yeah, hopefully it answers. Okay. Oh, why is it saying 1.5 Pro? That's kind of wrong. It should have said 2.5. Okay, something to note. I'll take a look at that. All right. Yeah, so right now I was saying that I was using the Python library to access the GitHub, but I do have a branch where I'm using the GitHub MCP server. I could not get those evaluation test, integration tests to pass. So then I decided that I can handle that a little later. So yeah, that is my project, and I'm very excited to have this journey and opportunity, and I'm looking forward to have the feedback of the community. Thank you so much.